dear children. In this video, we will be learning Julius Caesar, Act 3, Scene 1, Part 2. In Part 1, we have seen a group of conspirators decided to assassinate Caesar at the meeting of the Senate on 15th March, the Ides of March. Collectively, the group stabbed Caesar reported 23 times, killing the Roman leader. Caesar was stabbed 23 times. Casca was the first person to raise the hand and Brutus the last person. And let's remember the words of Caesar et tu, Brute. The assassination of Caesar serves as a turning point as it sets off a chain of events leading to political unrest, civil war, and the downfall of the conspirators. In this part, we see the reaction of the conspirators after the assassination of Caesar. The conspirators are in a jubilant mood. What remark did Cinna make? Cassius make? Brutus make? Cinna's remark is liberty. We have attained liberty, freedom, and we have entered dictatorship. Tyranny is dead. Learn the remark as it is. Cinna's remark is liberty, freedom, tyranny is dead. Let's announce it, cry it about the streets. Cassius' remark, some go to the common pulpit. Some of the people go to the pulpit and proclaim, announce. Pulpit is a raised platform for orators addressing the Roman citizens and announce liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement. Enfranchisement we have already learned, right to be a free citizen. What remark did Brutus make? People and senators, don't be affrighted. Fly not, stand still, ambition's debt is paid. People and senators, don't be afraid. Fly not, do not run, stand quietly. Ambition has received its reward. Ambition's debt is paid. And the payment is death. Casca said, go to the platform, Brutus. After Casca, Decius asked Cassius, yes, even you. Decius Brutus asked Cassius also can go to the pulpit and address the Roman citizens. Then Brutus asked, where is Publius, a senator? Cinna replied, what is the status? What happened to Publius? What is his present condition? Confounded with mutiny. He is quite baffled with this revolt or the uprising. Quite confounded with this mutiny, the revolt. That is the assassination here. Metellus asked the other conspirators, let us stand fast together. Otherwise, that means he is telling all the conspirators so that they can defend themselves from any of Caesar's friend. Lest some friend of Caesar should chance. He did not complete. By the time Brutus said, talk not of standing. We do not need to think of defending ourselves. Turning towards Publius, he asked Publius, good cheer, be comfortable. Good cheer. There is no harm intended to your person, nor to no Roman else. We have not planned, the conspirators, they have not planned any harm to Publius or to any Roman citizen. So tell them, Publius, there is no other intention to harm any of the Roman citizens. Cassius said, and leave us. Publius, leave us. Do not be with us right now. Why did he say so? Lest that people rushing on us should do your age some mischief. Why did he ask Publius to leave the conspirators or stand apart from the conspirators? Go away from us, Publius, so that people do not harm you. Being an elderly citizen, an elderly senator, people rushed towards the conspirators. They may harm Publius because he is old and he will not be able to defend himself. So he advised Publius to leave the conspirators so that it is good for Publius. People rush towards them and Publius will not be able to defend himself. Brutus said, do so, yes. Let no man abide this deed, but we the doers. Yes, it's better that Publius can leave the conspirators or stand apart or away from the conspirators so that nobody else will bear the consequence. No man abide this deed. This deed refers to the murder, the assassination. Nobody will bear the consequence of this action other than us, but we the doers. We, that means the conspirators, we who have done it. We are there to bear the consequence. No one else will bear the consequence of this action, this deed. Trebonius enters, re-entered Trebonius. Where was he? What was the task assigned to Trebonius? Hope you remember this. Trebonius, the duty of Trebonius was to take Antony outside so that their plan will work out. Antony's absence will help the conspirators to execute their plan. So they have gone together outside. So Trebonius has come back. Cassius asked, where is Antony? Trebonius fled to his house amazed. Men, wives and children stare, cry out and run as it were doomsday. So here we get the reaction of Antony. We get the reaction of the Roman citizens after this assassination. It is reported that Antony had escaped, fled to his house, and what was his condition? Amazed, means confused, baffled. And what about the Roman citizens? Men, wives, children, they stare, they cry out, they run as it were doomsday. Doomsday, the day of judgment, the last day of the world. They were totally confused, and the reaction of men, wives and children, cry out and run as it were doomsday. This is the answer. Answer to where is Antony? The first line is answer. Fled to his house and amazed. Totally baffled, confused. And the reaction of people, astonished, surprised, screaming and running as if it were the day of judgment, doomsday. Brutus, fates, we will know your pleasure. So here we get a reference, fates, the three goddesses of destiny. We will know your pleasure, that we shall die, we know. But it is the time and drawing days out that men stand upon. The three goddesses of destiny is addressing the goddesses of destiny who are responsible for the time of death of people on earth. And Brutus says that men know that they will surely die, but they don't know exactly when do they die. Hence they spend their living years fearing the impending moment of inevitable death, drawing days out that men stand upon. You, the three goddesses of destiny, we want to know what destiny you will decide to give us. We will know your pleasure. What destiny you will decide to give us. We know that we shall die someday, that we shall die. But what men are really concerned about is when they are going to die and how long they can prolong their lives. Because they don't know exactly when do they die. So they spend their living years fearing the impending moment of inevitable death. Cassius, why? He that cuts off 20 years of life cuts off so many years of fearing death. So here he says that whoever loses 20, it's a positive note. A positive note, Cassius strike on the death of Caesar. Whoever loses 20 years of life saves 20 years of living in fear of death. When Cassius made a positive strike on the death of Caesar, he meant that they have removed the fear of death that Caesar's rule imposed on them. Brutus supported the statement and said that death is a benefit. So we are Caesar's friends. The reason is that they have abridged his time of fearing death. Brutus feels that he has done a great deed, a good deed, by cutting short his time of fearing death, Caesar's, since it was the act of a friend or a well-wisher. Later we see Brutus give some instruction. What instruction did he give? From stoop till liberty, the answer is stoop, Romans, stoop. And let us bathe our hands in Caesar's blood up to the elbows and besmear our swords. Then walk we forth, even to the marketplace, and waving our red weapons over our heads. Let us all cry, peace, freedom, liberty. After the assassination of Caesar, Brutus asked the Romans to bend and immerse their hands up to their elbows in Caesar's blood and spread the blood on their swords. After that, they have to go out to the marketplace, waving their red swords over their heads, screaming, peace, freedom, liberty. Cassius, stoop then and wash. Yes, we follow the instruction of Brutus. Stoop till wash. That is here till liberty. Sorry, till liberty. How many ages hence shall this our lofty scene be acted over in states unborn and accents yet unknown? Bend and immerse. Bend and immerse the hands up to their elbows in Caesar's blood and spread this blood on their swords. How many times from now in future this lofty scene, noble action, that is murder, assassination of Caesar, be acted over, be dramatized in states unborn and accents yet unknown. States not yet discovered and accents, that's language, not yet found. This action, this lofty scene will be dramatized many a times in future. Brutus said, how many times shall Caesar bleed in spot that now on Pompey's basis lies alone, no worthier than the dust? How many times in future men like Caesar shall have to be killed, as if for the entertainment of the public, as right now our Caesar lying where at the foot of Pompey's statue, lying dead at the feet of Pompey's statue, valueless like dust, no worthier than the dust. Cassius says that so often as that shall be, so often shall the note of us be called the men that gave their country liberty. They will be called the conspirators. They will be called as many times that's going to happen in future. They are going to dramatize this lofty scene. This group, the note of us, this group will be called the men who gave their country liberty. The group of conspirators will be called as a people or men who gave their country liberty. Every time, whenever the play is shown, the group of us will be acclaimed or called as men who gave their country liberty. What shall we forth? Decius asked. Shall we go out now? So as per the instruction of Brutus, they have to bend and immerse their hands up to their elbows in Caesar's blood, spread that noble blood on their swords, raise it over their heads, walk to the marketplace, shouting peace, freedom, liberty. Shall we go out now? Decius asked. When Decius Brutus asked, shall we go out now? Cassius says that, yes, every man away, and Brutus will lead. We will follow Brutus. We will honor him by following Brutus with the most boldest and best hearts of Rome, most willing spirits and the most bravest hearts of Rome. In this way, we will honor Brutus by following him. Who enters the scene? What information did he bring? Antony's servant enters the scene, and Brutus asked them to wait a little as they were about to go. As per the instruction of Brutus, they were about to go to the marketplace. Brutus asked them to wait a little. Who comes here? And he recognizes who enters the scene, a friend of Antony's. Servant entering only, he kneels down and he tells, thus, Brutus, in this way, did my master bid me kneel, asked me to kneel. Thus did Mark Antony bid me fall down. It's not just a kneeling down, but fall down, lying down. He told me to lie down, face down in this manner, being prostrate. He told me to say after he had lain down, his face facing on the ground, he asked me to say, Brutus is noble, wise, brave, valiant, and honest. Caesar was mighty, change in tense, was mighty, bold, royal, and loving. Mark Antony asked me to say that Antony loves Brutus and he honors him. And Antony feared Caesar, but he honored him and loved him. Here begins the request of Antony. If Brutus will vouchsafe that Antony may safely come to him, if Brutus will guarantee him, promise him, or permit him that Antony can meet him safely and get an explanation and be resolved, if Brutus can give an explanation how Caesar hath deserved to lie in death. Explain to Antony that how Caesar deserved to be killed. If he gets a satisfactory explanation, then Mark Antony shall not love Caesar dead so well as Brutus living, will not love dead Caesar as much as a living Brutus. Instead, he follows the fortunes and affairs of noble Brutus, through the hazards of this untrod state with all true faith. Instead, Antony will follow the leadership of Brutus, honorable Brutus, through the uncertainties of untrod state, uncertainties of these new and unknown circumstances. How? With all true faith, complete loyalty. So, says my master, Antony. Here we see the entry of Antony's servant marks the turning point because it sets the stage for Antony's reaction to Caesar's assassination, which ultimately leads to the downfall of Brutus and all the other conspirators. How does Brutus respond to the request of Mark Antony? Brutus replies, "Thy master is a wise and a valiant Roman. I never thought him worse. Tell him, so please him, come unto this place. He shall be satisfied, and by my honor depart untouched." This is a promise given by Brutus. So he requested if he can come and meet Brutus safely. If Brutus vouchsafe, guarantees, promises Antony can come and meet, then he comes and meets and gets a satisfactory explanation. Brutus answers, "Your master is a wise and a valiant, brave Roman. And I never thought him worse." That means he always thought the same. He doesn't have a contradictory opinion about Antony. Tell him, inform Mark Antony that if it pleases him to come to this place, if it pleases him to come to this place, he shall be satisfied. He will be given an explanation, a satisfactory explanation, and promising, by my honor, he will leave unharmed, depart untouched. Servant, I will fetch him presently. I will bring my master immediately. And servant exit. Brutus, I know that we shall have him well to friend. I know that we shall have Antony as a good friend. Brutus is going to make a biggest mistake now. Cassius reminded Brutus, I wish we may, but yet I have a mind that fears him much, and my misgiving still falls shrewdly to the purpose. I wish, he wishes, but he doesn't want, he wishes we may have him as a good friend. But I have a premonition, some indication that Cassius is getting. My misgiving, the reason is my misgiving still falls truly to the purpose. But he has a premonition which fears him much. The reason is all his worries, his suspicions turns out to be unpleasantly correct. There is something in his mind which stops him, that Antony becomes one among them. That's why he said that he wishes. I wish we may. We would like to welcome him as a good friend. He wishes to welcome Antony as a good friend. Yet he fears, some great fears in his mind, and always his suspicion is proven correct. The last part of this scene will be updated soon. Thank you, children.